Welcome back to episode 1 of the third attempt at vlogging. We are right about 4 weeks out here and we're gonna get things rolling again. It's about 8:30. We just got the kids to bed. So down here just getting some EAAs just because I think they taste nice and make it more exciting than water. Tossing a little bit of creatine because I like to split that up a little bit throughout the day so I'm not taking it all at once. And then just because I need to be having a little bit more salt, we're gonna add some salt in there as well. The really nice thing about having a home gym is the fact that I can just walk downstairs and train. The really crappy thing about having a home gym is that at the same time I can also just decide to walk upstairs and go to bed. So sometimes making that decision is a little more difficult than when you just get yourself out of the door, get to the gym, and then you're kind of committed to going. But we're gonna do it anyway. Here we are. Apparently I was lazy last time I trained and left the chains and all the weights on the deadlift bar, so I guess we have a little more setup before we get moving. We're gonna be starting off today with some squats, and then we're gonna be moving into some JM press, some deficit deadlifts, and then some other stuff. I'll have to look and see what's on the docket once we get things moving. I'm still getting used to some of the lighting situation down here with the new lens. And the last couple days we've been feeling pretty crappy. And we're just kind of getting over that. After getting some extra rest today. But we're in need of training because we are pretty close to the meet. So we're gonna get in, do what we can, try to stay within those RPEs and get in a bit of good work. We're gonna get our sleeves on these pasty legs and then get into our extremely in-depth warm-up that consists of getting under the bar and doing a set with nothing on it. And we put the knee sleeve on sideways and messed it all up. Second time's the charm. There we go. Got a couple more warm-up sets here, and then we're going to be doing 5 sets of 2. Nice and snappy, short rest periods, getting some good work in. Things are feeling half decent today. We're gonna do 255 here for our working sets. And we're gonna go nice and quick here, trying to rest as little as possible, keep things nice and clean, moving snappy. One more to go. That actually felt pretty good. And now that we're 4 weeks out, Miana has bumped up all my food going into the meet, as we've just been on kind of a recomp phase for the last little bit here. So it's nice to have some extra fuel. Now that we're done with our squats, it is time to run some JMs. Try to make our sad little press a little less sad. Guess the magnet doesn't work too well on that one. Time to find out how the elbows are feeling. Elbows felt pretty decent with an empty bar. Let's work up that load. The weight I use for these is already embarrassing enough, so I think if we were to load anything under 25 a side, I wouldn't want you guys to see that. So we're just gonna go straight to 25 a side. For these, we're just gonna be working up to one hard set of 8 to 10. And all of these, I gotta find a nice balance of getting down and deep, but also not worrying about going so deep that we're not actually putting some load, getting some good work in. Feeling a little uncoordinated, but overall those felt pretty darn easy. Just so we're not totally embarrassed, we're gonna bump this up to a 45 a side and then just go for some reps there because that last set wasn't quite a 9 and I didn't feel like doing a billion reps. Hopefully I don't gotta call Sarah to come and save me. Did not think I was gonna get 8 there. Now for our favorite lift, the deadlift. Deficit deadlifts, that is. Gonna be working up to a single set of 4 to 6 at about a 7. Last time we did these, we did 405 for 5. So we're gonna do 405 here. We're gonna go for 6. If that goes well, we're gonna bump it up and we're gonna do one more top set. My hands are still a little shredded up from all the stone moving and laying at work. So we're gonna use straps just to give the hands a little bit of time to rest and heal up so that they're not too torn up come meet day. I think we're gonna call it there after that one. We got 6 this week, and since we've been feeling kind of crappy, I don't want to push things too much. So we'll leave a little in the tank and bump it up next week. Next, we're gonna be running a couple sets of behind the neck pull downs, and I'm just gonna leave on what's on the stack and see how it goes. First set, we're gonna aim for somewhere around 15, 16 reps. Then we'll drop a bit of weight, go for a second set. And if I recall correctly from my time in Vegas at Cole's bodybuilding show doing these with Seth, basically the intent with these is to pull that bar down and into that same position you'd have as you're squatting, pulling that bar down into your back, using your lats and getting everything tight. So that's essentially what we're trying to get, pulling these down behind the neck. Okay, we dropped the weight a bit. Time for our second set. Again, we're just going to failure, wherever that ends up being. Aim is somewhere between 12 and 20 reps. starting to get a little bit late. Supposed to do some Nordic curls, but with my basement setup, it's a real pain in the butt to set up. So we're just gonna do some hamstring curls because we're tired, still feeling sick, and want to get to bed, but also just being lazy. So sorry about that. We're gonna hammer these curls, a couple sets to failure. This is probably also a ridiculous angle. It's probably just gonna look atrocious, but here we go. And for a janky little bench attached leg extension leg curl, this thing actually feels pretty difficult and pretty juicy on the hamstrings. I don't know if it's just the angle of the camera or what, but we definitely need to work our glutes a little bit more because definitely looking like they could be juicier. Might just become a wellness girl and start training booty and legs like 8 days a week, if that makes sense. Also not certain what all the women's divisions are in bodybuilding, so if that was inaccurate, sorry. Now it's time for us to do a little bit of booby stuff. And I really wish for these I had a nice machine, but this will have to do. Gonna drop the weight a little bit here, do one more set, pushing right to failure once again. We're gonna bump the incline up just a little bit for set number 2. And the boobies are pumped up, so mission accomplished. Now we're gonna do some standing hip flexor raises, which means we get to break out our fun little monkey foot toy. This thing's pretty nifty. Basically just hooks to your foot like a snowboard binding, hooks the dumbbell in the back, and then you do whatever you need. Hook this bad boy onto the other foot, flip around, hit the other side. Got a nice hole in my sock. We got one more of each of those per side, but we're gonna skip filming that so we can get through this and get up, eat our post-workout meal, and get to sleep. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time, and looking forward to the rest of meet prep.